Hello and welcome. I was recently watching a replay of round 1 of the 2020 IMSA Prototype Challenge at Daytona. A 3-hour endurance race in the LMP3 class on the 3.56 mile road course as part of the Roar Before the 24, the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona. 18 cars entered and 17 competed. Referred to as a Disneyland for adults by one of the race commentators, Daytona is roughly 1 hour east of Orlando and 5 miles inland from the coast. Now, the first interesting thing about the event was that it began in the rain, with silver and bronze level drivers, and with some making their pro racing debut in front of scouts for the IMSA WeatherTech teams. In this Pro-Am series, the bronze level gentleman drivers start first, and after that first stint, a silver driver will take over. And based on what the commentators noted, the races in the 2020 season must have at least one bronze driver in each team and start the race with a bronze driver. As always, I'll include a link to the original race replay below in the video description. There were 3 LMP3 chassis types running in this event: Ligier, Norma M30 and Ave Motorsports Riley. Outputting up to 425 horsepower, they said, and suitable for non-pro bronze drivers who don't make their living driving race cars. And this season, fuel capacity was 85 litres, down from 100 litres, requiring a change in race strategy. And difficult when your race engineer tells you to save fuel but not slow down. A pit stop requires a minimum of 115 seconds from entry to exit, and the cars can include a timer showing a green or red light so you don't go over or under the required time. The ability, and in some cases the age, of these bronze level drivers participating in this event was interesting, so maybe there's hope for those of us who consider ourselves already too old to even consider trying. Now, of course, these bronze level gentleman drivers are those who can afford to get involved, a topic I discussed with David Perel on the podcast. And this doesn't include the likes of me anytime soon, but we can dream, can't we? Or at least while sitting at home, playing with our toy steering wheels and looking to create a simulation of what it might be like to experience driving an LMP3 prototype in the rain at Daytona. Now, while it isn't my first choice, Project Cars 2 comes the closest when looking to simulate such a scenario, or at least amongst the selection of content that I have installed. As you'll see from the footage, Project Cars 2 isn't perfect. I'm not sure if it's a settings issue or whether running a quick race against AI should include a qualifying session. The session appears to be missing a full course yellow at some points, and I'm sure the damage and penalties were enabled. Now, I don't expect miracles, and developing a driving simulator which could simulate such events accurately cannot be an easy task. I'd use R Factor 2 as it offers an LMP3 Norma as DLC, and you can add a third-party mod of the Daytona road course, which is alright, I guess. However, there are official laser scan versions of Sebring and Le Mans available as DLC, but not Daytona as of yet. I dialed up the settings in R Factor 2 a little to try and improve the appearance of the rain effects, but it isn't the same as Project Cars 2. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy R Factor 2, I really do. But there may be a reason why Automobilista 2 is being developed using the same software engine as Project Cars 2. Of course, it isn't just for the weather effects, there are other reasons involved. Again, developing a realistic looking simulator of any kind isn't an easy task. Race Room will release a version of Daytona sometime in 2020. It won't support weather effects though. As I said, I don't expect miracles. And of course there's always Assetto Corsa. However, the relevant prototype content available there can be a bit of a mixed bag. And so on to the drivers participating in this event, and which, as I said, was one of the most interesting aspects of the race. Stephen Thomas, an attorney from Los Angeles, was making his professional racing debut with K2R Motorsports. He had started racing just 13 months before this event while being coached by Ross Bentley, the author of Speed Secrets. And Naveen Rao, also with K2R Motorsports, gaining his first ever pole position in his 6th race, and who had only just switched to driving the Norma M30. Lance Wilsey, age 58 and a super consistent driver, who led the race for a while achieving 2.3 minute laps in the rain. And Dave House, 76 years young, from Saratoga, California, a former VP at Intel who owns a winery, does heli skiing, whatever that is, and after 2 hours spun out a little in the number 86. If that was me, I'd probably be embedded in the wall. And interviewed in the commentary box as he wasn't driving was Austin McCusker, who began karting at the age of 7 and drove cars 3 to 4 years before first driving a prototype, and went on to become the defending IMSA LMP3 champion and qualifying lap record holder at Daytona. And at 21 years old, is moving on to compete in the European Le Mans Championship in 2020. If you enjoyed the video, a like is always welcome, as is sharing the video and subscribing to the channel. And of course, any comments or questions you may have are always welcome. Until next time, thank you.